What's happening, financial coaches? It's Pete here. Want to talk to you today about doing some coaching with someone. And basically, what came up here is an interesting situation where there's a financial coach, and he ended up speaking with someone who was right in his core demographic, his target market, his wheelhouse. And this person isn't stressed about money. They manage their money very well. They put a decent amount of money into savings each month. They live below their means. They're on a good trajectory. And because this coach focuses, like I do, on financial independence and freedom and living life and leveraging their money and all these other types of things, he sees this as a perfect opportunity to work with someone that he can help take what they've got and break through to the next level, or just magnify and amplify what they're doing and add a lot of value. And they see the opportunity here to add a lot of value. But what they are asking is, when I have presented myself as a resource, as someone who might be able to add another dimension to this, they don't seem interested. They don't seem to see any value, even though I'm communicating a lot of value and I'm communicating that they can do a lot more beyond what they're doing. Even if they just do the same things mechanically, they could just maybe tweak some things and be far better off and have a better retirement and all these things, right? Basically saying, hey, I've made the pitch, tried to put some sizzle on it. This person still has zero interest in working with me. What am I missing? How can I go ahead and build myself up and communicate all that value and enlightenment and opportunity that I bring to the table? And the issue is, to me, fundamentally, where has this person actually said that they need something, or that they have an interest in financial coaching, or a financial advisor for that matter? Financial advisors haven't been around that often. My grandmother and grandfather ran a gas station, and they both died with money left in their accounts, and they never had anyone guiding them. They just bought CDs. They never even invested in the stock market. So I'm just saying, this person hasn't identified a problem, identified the problem that they need help with, hasn't communicated that they need help with. And yeah, you can take the opportunity, that moment that you have, to communicate with them or talk to them or have a side conversation or just a casual conversation at the barbecue or whatever, and talk about what you do, and maybe even say, hey, I work with some people just like you, and this is what they've done beyond what they ever thought they could do. But the reality is, they have to consent, they have to want, they have to desire it. And if they don't think there's a problem, and in this case, this person might not have a problem. This person may be leaving money on the table, but maybe they don't care. Maybe they still, by their numbers, are going to have more money than they are going to ever need. So what does it matter if they leave a lot of money to their kids, or a lot of money, or oodles of money, or leave money to charity? Sometimes if you just told people, hey, you can leave 20% more to charity, that's fine, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's worth any effort. They're happy leaving their money to charity. In fact, I worked with someone who was leaving their entire estate to a particular charity, getting prepared to do that, got it written down, took an award from the charity for their incredible gift, and then changed their minds about it too. There's nothing set in stone. You have to do it, particularly after this charity did some things that were seemingly against or contrary to the values of the person that was donating the money. What I'm saying here is that if that person had been offered the chance to leave more money to their charity, they wouldn't have cared. They weren't going to leave any of their money to that charity now. So my point here is that there are many people that you are going to see that need your help. And in fact, there are going to be many people that you want to help. And in this case, this person is more in the kind of financial independence, they're more in the responsible category. But you might find people who are desperately in need of help, but they don't see it. You might find people who are drowning in debt and don't necessarily need anyone to talk to, or an accountability partner, or guidance. They actually might know what to do. It may be a behavioral problem. They just might not be able to stop spending. There are lots of people who have gambling addictions. They know they have a gambling addiction. It's not that they don't want to not have it or stop, but they can't. And so my point here is that I see so many people working so hard to try to sell to someone, and they could just move on to someone who is more receptive, who already has their door flung wide open for a financial coach to walk through. But we're so obsessed with breaking down the door for someone who doesn't necessarily want us. I've seen so many coaches, so many, that have tried to convince people, hey, you'd be better off. Hey, everyone can use a coach. Hey, it's going to cost you just a fraction of what you have, and I can probably 10x my financial value to you. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they want to work with you. That doesn't necessarily mean that you couldn't spend half as much time and get twice as many clients somewhere else. So I get it. There might be one or two people that you want to go a little further down that road, push a little harder. I don't want to discourage you from pushing when you need to push and being willing to lean into sales. Most people aren't. But you also have to remember that you want to work with people that want to work with you. You don't want to necessarily talk people into working with you that still don't want to, but they're just worn down. That's not going to lead to a long term healthy relationship either, generally. Just remember consent, excitement, agreement, mutually beneficial, all those things are going to collide when you find that perfect client. And that's what I want to say here. So don't waste your time trying to bark up the wrong tree or push a stone uphill sometimes. Keep going for the low hanging fruit. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with taking the easy road to success sometimes or the easier road to success sometimes. I just don't want you to make it harder on yourself than you need to. That's it. My thoughts for the day. I'll see you later.